If you've searched Albufeira and come away thinking it looks more like a party resort than a family holiday, you are not alone. We had the exact same worry, and here's what it was actually like with a young child. Now, we went in April and stayed just a little bit outside of the Albufeira centre, a decision that turned out to matter, and I'll explain why in a minute. The main reason we picked Albufeira was simple. We'd never been to Portugal, other than a quick day trip during a cruise over a decade ago. Reviews online said that it was great for families, decent flights, excellent beaches, but the more travel videos that I watched, the more I kept running into the same thing. People talking about the nightlife on the strip and the crowds. We went in April, so it didn't feel that busy, though I could imagine it being absolutely packed in the summer holidays. This video here isn't to put you off at all. During the day, it was the complete opposite of that. I'm going to break down exactly what our trip was like so that you can make your own call. And by the end, you'll know the one thing that would make us book Albufeira again without hesitation, and the one thing that nearly put us off. First up, the beaches, and this is where Albufeira is generally brilliant for families. We tried 3 of them, one of them ended up being our clear favourite, and it's not the one that's closest to the action. Praia de Penico, just down from the old town, wasn't too busy when we went, though I could definitely see this getting really busy in the summer. The standout here was Rocco Beach and Restaurant. You can sit with a drink or some food while the kids play on the sand right in front of you. If you want to stay near a beach with a few bars and restaurants but away from the centre, Praia dos Olhos de Agua is a great shout. It is smaller, but it is properly charming with that traditional village feel and calm water that is ideal for kids. My personal favourite is Praia de Felicia. Now, you do sacrifice convenience for it. There's only one bar and restaurant on the top of the cliffs, and it's a decent walk down, but it's definitely worth it for the beach. To be honest, sitting on that beach with a beer, looking at the sun and the waves, it's amazing. It's a 6-kilometre stretch of golden sand backed by tall cliffs, regularly ranked among the best beaches in the world, and because it's so long and wide, it never really feels crowded. Now, the old town, this is the part that surprised me the most. It's walkable, generally charming, with cobbled streets and decent restaurants, and let's be honest, most kids don't want to walk around a town anyway. They want the beach or a shop selling the usual tap. During the day though, it's an easy, unhurried pace to wander with kids. Nothing about it feels overwhelming. Now, to be fair, there are parts with that typical British resort holiday scene. Not a criticism, just not really our thing, and you know, it is what it is. And this is where the TikTok footage I mentioned at the start comes in. From what I've seen and heard from other parents, it does live up to it after dark. Loud, crowded, bars spilling out onto the streets, which is exactly why we stayed just outside the centre, and it worked out so well for us. We could walk in or get a taxi for the beaches and the daytime charm, and then head back out before any of that really kicked off. We didn't experience the nightlife firsthand, so I can't really rate it directly, but if you're travelling with young kids, it's probably worth avoiding after dark either way. Food wise, to be honest, we ate almost every meal at our hotel, aside from the one lunch at Rocco Beach. That said, there's no shortage of choice in town. Albufeira would definitely satisfy even the pickiest eaters. Prices felt reasonable looking at them, steaks from around 25 to 30 euros, pizzas and pastas 13 to 18 euros, but there's definitely plenty of choices. Overall costs, Albufeira is on a whole pretty affordable for a family holiday. It can definitely add up if you're not careful, and to be honest, it is cheaper than going to like Spain, although it is getting more and more expensive. I've broken down exactly what we spent in another video. Honestly, planning this stuff is a nightmare, especially if you've never been before. That's why we put together Albufeira travel guide, the honest breakdown of beaches, things that are actually worth your time, common phrases that come in handy, a budget tracker, and 9 ready-made itineraries depending on what kind of trip you want. Link in the description below. So back to the question that started this video, and the 2 things that I promised you at the start. The thing that would make us book Albufeira again without hesitation, the beaches. Generally some of the best that we've found for families anywhere. Safe, varied, and Felicia alone is worth the trip. Add in the walkable old town, the food, the boat trips for something different, and it has everything a kid could want. If honest travel videos like this one are useful for you, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching from a TV, scan the QR code on the screen now. If you're after a beach holiday with easy flights and a bit of charm, then Albufeira works well for kids of any age. If you're after something more authentic or traditional, it's worth knowing up front that it does feel like a typical resort town. It's not a flaw, it's just what it is. The thing that nearly put us off was the evening scene. Now, we like a couple of bars at night with our son, Uno cards or on his Switch Switch, having a quiet drink while he plays. In Albufeira, the crowds, the music, and the bar culture just aren't really built for that. And if I'm honest, it is definitely a bit disappointing, especially after dark. If you want the fuller story of what we made of Albufeira the moment we landed, that video is linked here. And if you're still in the planning stage, I've also done a 15 things I wish I knew before going. That's definitely worth a watch.